party. Trust me, we're just getting started. The sound, the vibe, I feel so alive. You're only here for the party. I might just get what I wanted. The sound, the vibe, I feel so alive. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. Trust me, we're just getting started. Big bass, that's where the heart is. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. Trust me, we're just getting started. Big bass, that's where the heart is.
Wake me up, I'm in it, yes. And I can't get enough of your love. Don't wanna stop this feeling for the first time. Deep dreaming, I haven't closed my eyes in days. Your love is keeping me awake. I'm slowly fading in this haze.
I'm only here for the party.
I like to keep you close to me. My safety comes from underneath.
I might just get what I wanted. The sound, the vibe. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. Trust me, we're just getting started. Big bass, that's where the heart is. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. Trust me, we're just getting started. Big bass, that's where the heart
You
is.
wake me up. I'm in it. Yes. And I can't get enough of your love. Don't wanna stop this feeling for the first time. Deep breathing. I haven't closed my eyes in days. Your love is keeping me awake. I'm slowly.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. What's up, everyone? How y'all doing this fine, lovely morning? Episode 96 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. How y'all doing? You already know who I am. Still Rex Senpai, the host. And, of course, across the table from me is my co-host, none other than Waluigi.
Damn, I hope y'all didn't forget about me. How's it going, folks? Good morning. It is June 2nd, 2024. Glad to be here. Big ass recap. A lot of catching up to do. Happy to be here again.
Absolutely. It has been a huge hiatus for us. And, man, where to begin? I mean, we could always start back off with March. But I believe our last episode was towards the end of February where we had the original Avatar on as our guest. And from then on, I think we had like a couple of delays here and there. We had some rescheduling in the month of March.
Life happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
That's a very normal thing to say.
And on top of that, we also had like personal life stuff that were going on between us, and of course, our third co-host AJ could not be here with us or whatnot because his hiatus is a little bit longer than ours, but
And that's perfectly okay.
yeah. Though, if anything, he'll be back after he finishes Destiny 2: The Final Shape.
Or like after we're done with CEO. One of those two will occur.
Nah, I think if Destiny, The Final Shape is ass, he'll definitely say his piece.
Yeah, he'll retire the game immediately, like always. It's not Genshin, so it's a different spiel.
Oh yeah, definitely. So with that being said, man, where do we start? I think we should start off with
Our own stories, what happened to TNS.
yeah, let's start off with TNS.
Oh my god, that was a fun event.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
where the hell do we start? The car ride beforehand, day zero?
I would say let's start off with day 0.
Yeah, just looking back at memories, it was actually a peaceful drive to Orlando. Like, that doesn't happen that much.
Yeah.
Usually we see some stuff like trucks on fire, some big accident, huge layers of traffic. I like how I'm referencing the 2021 already. right
Oh
off the
yeah,
bat.
I remember.
And plus the venue wasn't as lively as before, but then it just like picked up all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's usually how day 0 is. Like, if you get there early, of course, you're not going to find anybody, but it's usually towards the nighttime. You're going to start seeing people just slowly
We were so
showing.
early for
Yeah.
day 0. It was super fucking funny.
Yeah,
Like, we ended up just meeting at TOs, checked out the venue. There was no one playing sets.
yeah.
And then we just end up like getting our supplies, as we should have done earlier, but you know what? That happens all the time.
Yeah, whenever you're traveling to a major and sometimes you forget some supplies that you'll definitely need, even though you thought that, okay, I've packed what I've needed for this event, I should be good. And then you get there and be like, you know what? I may need to run to a Target or a Walmart just to pick up a couple of things because I may be needing some stuff.
Yeah.
Or I think for our case for TNS, it was, hey, we
I
need
needed
some,
a watch charger. I forgot mine.
yeah, and food as well. Like I think I bought like a box of like breakfast sandwiches or whatnot,
I did the same thing.
so that way I would have something to eat in the morning. So that way we're not going to a restaurant having to sit, wait, get our meal,
But
then
we
end
could
up.
just keep getting games in.
Yeah, let's just grab a quick bite and then just head to the venue and just be ready to start the day, because that's how I think from day 0 to day 1 how it started for us. And I'd say day 1, if I can recall back, day 1.
Day 1 was a pretty slow day because it was intended for team tournaments.
Yes, I remember that.
We didn't realize that until like the week of the tournaments, because they introduced like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and they had Street Fighter 3v3s and Uni 3v3s.
Right.
And I love the interaction, the general interactions that happen, because that's when we started doing our podcasts like on the spot.
Yeah.
Until we got asked by Tong to move to another spot, which was much more convenient.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Batman.
Yeah. Funny enough, for those that remembered, we actually did our podcast interviews at TNS, or the correct, or the long term is, if you don't know the acronym, is Tampa Never Sleeps. But it was in Orlando.
They
CEO
merged name,
edition.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So either way, we were still happy with that because a lot of people love that venue, and we're gonna get into that one as well because.
There's so many layers to that one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll take the time.
Yeah. So with that, we did our podcast interview day one. We set up the tables, and we just went right into it. Just had like a little billboard. Not a billboard, but a dry erase board. Just, hey, these are the questions. The interview's free.
Like, people just read it, and they were thinking so hard.
Yeah.
Some people had to walk away because I think they were too shy to answer.
Yeah,
And the
and-
people who came, sometimes they just literally just sat down like, all right, let's get this going. And like we just had to break it down, like what we're gonna do, how we're gonna introduce it. And I like how we like scripted our own little like plan on doing it. It was really funny interaction. This is like, all right, we'll give them a couple seconds to delay so they can introduce themselves and go on where they're from, and then we break down. Because the goal was it was supposed to be like 5 minutes. We went over that like multiple times. It was super funny.
Yeah, it's amazing of the different personalities that you'll come across when you attend these events. Like there are a lot of characters, not just in fighting games, but just the people
themselves.
but the people themselves, like they're quite characters when I tell you this. And some of them, of course, very, shy, reserved or whatnot. And some are just, sarcastic. Some are just more to the point. But it was very entertaining to, listen to some of the questions listen to some of the answers that we were asking them. And funny enough, the audio on the mixer that I used to capture the interviews, the gain was very, very high. So
It makes it a little bit funnier too.
yeah, and I was just like, oh my God, I completely botched that. Not just for day one, but for day two as well. And I was like, oh.
We were too tired for a day 3, but that's okay.
Yeah, day 3 we were tired. So it was like, you know what? I think we did had plans for a day 3, but it was like, bro,
We were just taxed out.
yeah, because after Saturday, because I think Saturday we had the karaoke. We were there up until like 2 a.m.
Yep.
Yeah, because the line for the karaoke was so long. Like you were in that bitch for at least an hour and 45,
We were there
almost
for 3 hours.
Yeah, bro.
Like we were just like not even singing. We were just watching these performances. We were slightly tone deaf afterwards because there was some terrible singing, some really good singing. Like I didn't know Butter Punch actually fucked with Rock heavy or had an emo phase. And even that one photographer or Daniel, that man killed it.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. Shout out to him.
That was a funny like addition to our group. Like I love how we have some violin and then we have some like other people in our parties because it makes it more fun. We even had Aerodusk with us, and that shit was even funnier because I had some time to get to know him. And yeah, we have a list. So if you're ever on the YouTube page, you can look at the playlist through like everyone we interacted. It might be high gain, but I guess it's higher humor. Because I think the longest one was Team Chris.
Yes.
That man talked 12 minutes and 34 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in over one question. That shit got me dying. Our fastest one was like 3 minutes. But like we had a lot of interesting people, like Tanarikan from CFL. We had another guy, the Simple Tricks, who's a really good Zangief player, who I also know is Oregon Kid Frost as well. We've had Ryan of Convicted of Fun. Like the list goes on to like all these unique people. We even had Tento, who's a really good commentator for Mortal Kombat specifically. Shouts out to him. Part of like our crews. But then you have like these unique names that you don't see as often, or even organizations like Team Fish Taco. Like I'm just shouting out a bunch of random people like even Jurassic Glory, who's a really good Leo player. And like the list goes on. Even we had like Kid Frost, who had said something really fucking based. And I'll go over that later on, but it was a lot of fun for like quick micro interviews. I wish we could have interviewed Tong and Jabali,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but Jabali said that we couldn't afford him. You know
I
how
remember that.
you know what I responded?
What's that?
You couldn't afford blocking the Dawson because
Damn.
Herbs cooked him twice in one day. If you're reading Mr. Bailey, we love you.
I am thinking about, the more I think about it, is just like, do we want to be able to do interviews at CEO in Daytona? Because since that's going to be the last time CEO is going to ever be in Daytona, and then next year is going to be back in Orlando. So I'm just like, do we want to? But then again, it's just like, it's a lot of equipment that we would have to move.
We would either have to do it like one day instead of all 3 days. So we have like a designated day specifically, like be here, we're not going to be back again.
Yeah.
I think one day would be reasonable. Not 2 days or 3 days because that's overkill.
Yeah, it definitely is.
We would
But-
just have to plan a little bit more methodically this time around
Yeah, absolutely.
and listen to our gain.
Yeah. Granted, it may not look like much, but it's
A lot of equipment.
Yeah, it is a lot of equipment to move and whatnot. And then, of course, I think when we're traveling there, it's going to be like the car's going to be packed with people.
Yes.
And packed with, their stuff. And then, yeah.
We just got to plan it around.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Worst case, we could bring a small setup for like hotel interviews would be so funny. Hey, hop in this room. What do you want from us? What do you want to know? It'd be like those random podcasts where people just interviewing, just standing across the street. But if we do it, I'm looking forward to it. But back to TNS, it was very incredible just having a lot of people just come up to us. Definitely, like, it takes a lot of confidence just to, one, talk to a normal person, but two, get recorded live on a well, it wasn't live, but pre-recorded, just so you can speak what's on your mind without any shame or confidence.
Right.
For those who did it and thought about it and plan on doing it in the future, you have guts. Remember that. Give yourself some love. And if not, that's perfectly okay. Don't mind me being a therapist anyway. Then day 2 was a lot of freaking chaos going on. Like, we've seen upsets. We've seen people pissed off. We haven't seen any controversy, luckily.
No.
Like last year's CEO Taku with that whole smelling incident.
Yeah, I remember that.
Or then we have like 2 years ago in Daytona. No, last year where someone broke their controller. Their snack box. They smashed it down and snack box promoted immediately. Hey, we're in our booth over here if you need parts or buttons.
Classic.
Oh yeah, I forgot. My sister got me the Birds Aren't Real for my birthday. As for like a little decoration, I have not removed it in 3 years. No, 4 years actually. So that thing is probably stuck there. But it was definitely day 2 was a little bit more productive. We were all over the place. Tournaments were going left and right. And the funny thing is, this is when Mortal Kombat was pretty bad. Like, you know how bad we're talking, folks? Parsa, another person, got like top 8. They didn't even want to play the top 8.
Wow.
They literally left top 8, got their placement, went to play Tekken. Because MK is still an unstructured game.
It is.
It still feels like a beta.
Yeah.
It's like a beta with additional DLC, and it does not feel right. That's how bad we're talking about for Mortal Kombat. I felt bad for the TOs and everything else that organized this tournament, but sometimes when you don't feel like playing a game and you're forcing yourself, it could cause consequences.
I should talk about my Mortal Kombat experience at TNS because
Oh, yeah.
yeah, there was some bullshit that happened with me. So check this. So peep this, y'all. So I'm playing my set, my round 1 set against this guy or whatnot, and I'm feeling pretty confident. And throughout the match, I know the matchup, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna, I can win this because we were literally going like one after one after one. And I would say our last one, which was, I think, game 5 for both of us, someone did not desync their controller. And it didn't happen once. It happened twice. This was game 5, and it happened twice. It really, really fucked with my momentum. It screwed my momentum to the point I ended up losing that set, and I was pissed. I was so pissed, and I'm just like, bro, I literally had this guy and whatnot. Like, I literally had the game. I could have had my first round win, and because someone did not desync their controller or they did not delete their controller off the PlayStation 5 console, it just kept, logging back in. I was like, bro, what in the fuck, bro? Like, it fucks with you. You hate it. So I get knocked down to losers. I play my loser set, and I'm still pissed off of my round one that I lost because I literally had it. I literally had that one.
Oh god, I hate that feeling so much.
Yeah, and I end up losing it. Like I think I went 3-1, one, and the other person took 3. So I was like, I was done, and I just left. I was like, you know what, fuck this game, fuck this.
Yeah,
I left the venue at that time because I was pissed.
Yeah, you definitely have to walk away from that type of situation before it turns into an upset.
Yeah, but and thankfully enough, I think in April there was an update that came out on PlayStation to where now you can deactivate the Bluetooth for the controllers. So now people would have to plug in their controller and keep it wired at all times.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
a good like safety net.
Yeah, and I've been doing that here at the arcade with our PS5s to a point where I don't have to hear, hey, someone didn't desync their controller or whatnot. Like, I don't have to hear that. Like,
It's like, yeah, don't worry about it.
yeah.
We already got it covered.
Yeah, with the with DreamHack, yeah, same thing as well. Like, and I think that and the fault definitely does lie on the TO's fault for not making sure that the console itself does not have the Bluetooth enabled. Now, if a player enables the Bluetooth, then
That's on the player. So
yeah, that's on a player because keep in mind, a lot of people when they do compete in the tournaments, majority of the players are gonna have like the basic PS5 controller. And if it's on a PS4 console, then they'll probably have like an adapter, or they'll have like a PS4 controller
that's true.
on them or whatnot. But with that, like with that situation that happened, yeah, that does fall on the TO's fault for not making sure, like after every set, after every stream set, and when the scene goes into the commentators, have your people there to check the console to make sure that there are no controllers on it that are logged in, so that way when you're calling your next set, you just plug in, you're ready to go, you're good to go. And you don't have to worry about someone trying to log in with your controller. And I also had a conversation on Twitter with someone about the whole incident, about how they should change everything. Like for tournaments, do it all on PC instead of console. And I literally and for me, I'm having a conversation with this person, and I'm just like letting them know because of logistical issues. One of the things that's going to end up happening if you have a major and it's all just PCs, well, the venue price is going to go up.
Oh hell yeah, and it's gonna be hot as hell.
Yeah.
You thought a PlayStation with a USB is hot? No. No. PCs that are like overclocking themselves will cause a whole room to be more like a sauna.
Yeah, and let's just say, okay, we're just going to run the PCs all on low settings and making sure that it runs it on 1080 60 or whatnot. Well, some people be having issues with that because some people at their house game on PC and they probably game on much higher settings.
Or they're not used to input delay.
Yeah. So that's the reason why they just primarily prefer just to be on console. It's just, hey, let's just make sure that we fit whoever gets on this setup. If there's any controllers that are like completely logged in, just log them off. Like I think that should be a common practice with all fighting game players. Like if you're gonna game on a console, make sure that there are no other controllers that are like logged into the console. Or if the Bluetooth is disabled on the PS5, then hey, you don't have to worry about people trying to log into the console because hey, you're not gonna be able to play your game wirelessly. You need the wire. Even today, even to this day, I still play with wired all the time. Even in my own home, but
I mean, I do the same thing because my PC isn't Bluetooth. Well, I just don't put Bluetooth in my PC. I
right,
feel like it's a lot more work.
yeah.
When
And
you
of course, you also want to make sure that you have like the strongest latency connection as possible.
that is true.
So with that incident, I know I'm going on another topic or whatnot, but I'm gonna come right back to our main point, but as I'm having this conversation with this person on Twitter, and I'm just saying, hey, look, some people just do not know the logistical cost of running these events and having these events. And I was saying that, for one, I want these events to make profit, because if they're able to make profit, then guess what? They're able to afford to keep the cost of the venue fee down, so that way more people can afford to come to the event. Because if you look at 2019, all the venue fees for all the big major FGC tournaments, and you look now, you can see that it has slowly gone up, and that's because the price for venues are going up.
It is an unfortunate economy.
Yeah,
And people have to eat, people have to grow. And some things may be costing, but you just have to ask yourself, is it really worth it to join an event or do this?
Right.
Because a lot of people love to go to events, but in the long run, it's you who should love the event to pay for it, or if you want to back out.
right, absolutely. And if you want to make your event affordable, so that way more people can come, because if you were to just have nothing but PCs or whatnot, now guess what? The venue price is going to go up. And another thing is, you have a lot of people that have different types of controllers, different types of sticks. You may come into issues with, compatibility issues, driver issues.
Even USB issues.
Exactly. So that in itself could, present even more problems later down the line. And of course, there's also the shipping cost of getting all of this equipment in and then shipping it back to whoever you're renting it from. And then there's the price of that. There's a lot of financial things that goes into running these events that people just do not take into account for. And for me, I want these events to not only be affordable, but also be profitable, so that way they're able to do this for many years down the road. Because if these events continue to run at a financial loss, eventually they're not going to be able to run it anymore. Eventually, they're not going to get sponsorships to wanting to invest in their event, because they're losing money.
That's true.
And nobody's not going to want to put money behind your event if it's not making money, or if it's not drawing a lot of people. So people just need to take into consideration of that. Like, hey, if I want this event to, be a success, not just in terms of attendees, but in profit, then that's going to be the way to go. Because most times, most of these events, especially esports events, they're running at a loss from time to time, and their goal is to at least break even. So that way, hey, that covers the cost of everything that we've already put into running in this event. And then if anything extra is made, then hey, that's profit. Whether it's $100, $1,000, $10,000, whatever, that's something. If it makes profit, then guess what? We're able to invest that for another tournament later down the line. And as I said before, like, venue costs are going up, and you have to think about that. They are going to go up, and not only that, the internet is stupidly expensive. I remember having a conversation with Jabeli, and he said, like, the internet for, like, the Daytona one would cost them about over 60 grand.
60 grand?
Yeah, for the internet for all the days of the event that they're running. So think about that, 60 grand. And not to mention, you also have to spend more money to keep your venue open for 24 hours.
Oh, so it's just nonstop.
Exactly. You want to keep it open for 24 hours. You also want to make sure that there is security there, because they got to be paid to be there. So think about all of that. You have to make sure your staff is being paid. You have to make sure that insurance costs, like putting down a deposit to make sure that nothing bad happens. You also have to pay extra if people trash the venue. I'm looking at the people that went to Combo Breaker, example. Like, clean up after yourselves, y'all. Like, just pick up the trash, clean up.
Seeing those tweets always breaks my heart.
Yeah, because I'm just like, if y'all complain next year that the venue fee went up, this is why. Just clean up after yourselves, or ask the venue staff, hey, do you have any trash bags that we can pick up this trash and just take it? Like, it should, to me, I would say this. and I'm gonna be done with this little subject.
No worries.
I'm gonna be done with this little subject. After every FGC event, like the last final day, as everyone's like breaking down, once the final tournament match is done and over with, everyone should just collectively let's pick up all the trash in this venue, in this place, and just clean up as we exit. That way we can make the venue staff job a lot easier, which will make it easier on the people who are running the event. Let's make their jobs a lot easier by just picking up the trash after the event is done and just throwing them away, so that way we leave the place clean. If we're coming into this place clean, if we're coming into a clean venue, we should leave it clean as well.
All right, that's well said.
Yeah.
It's like respect a place that you paid for and you want to help out and support a community, because it's a fighting game community, not a fighting game like organization or anything, even though that doesn't make sense. It's just that you want to be a part of a community and help it grow and help it succeed. And the last thing you want to see a place do is increase the price because of cleaning fees. That would epically suck.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's just like, oh hey, this is $120. Why is it $130 now? And then they bring the reason up is so we can increase our cleaning fees, increase our security, and everything else.
Yeah.
All for the greater good, but still. Keep things neutral, respect other people, respect the places that you're at and boundaries. Like conventions, we can go on a whole tangent of people
Oh, yeah.
destroying like other places for their own personal pleasure.
Yeah.
And it's disrespectful to the organization that it's run to, the venue that it's at, because venue fees are not cheap.
No, they're not.
I can go on so much about this, but anyways, day 2. So Mortal Kombat was the desynced issue. What happened to you?
I left, then I came back. I was like, okay, I'm calmed down or whatnot, but it's whatever. And then I ended up going to go play my Grand Blue set because I had to play that like about almost 2 hours later after my Mortal Kombat. Grand Blue, I think I did kind of okay. I think I went what, maybe 1 and 2. So I got 1. But at that time I was using Narmaya as my main, and I took the time at TNS to learn 2B.
Oh yeah, we were learning that matchup briefly.
Yeah, so at TNS I was like, you know what? I don't feel bad about my Grand Blue bracket, but I was still a little bit heated from Mortal Kombat, so maybe I was like, okay, let me just focus on Grand Blue. Let me try to get my mind in a really good space or whatnot. So played Grand Blue. I was okay with it. I was not mad at my own progress or whatnot, but it was definitely the fact that I was like, you know what? Let me learn 2B since I'm here. And I was playing, casuals with a bunch of other players at that time, and I was like, I just want to learn this character, learn her strengths, her weaknesses, what I can do. And funny enough, like after I've learned so much, I forgot I think I labbed against you back at the Airbnb.
Yeah, we were labbing, even though I didn't touch Grand Blue as much, because I have like a Pocket Lil Wayne and Avatar Belial.
Right.
And that's me just like learning the game, basic fundamentals, and just keeping like good neutral. Because I'm a neutral-based player. Like I don't like skipping neutral, even though it's a fundamental for most newer gen fighting games.
Right.
I like to be like very strict, solid, and like that's why I play Ryu. Jokingly, but yeah, watching you like observe and like we're breaking down certain things, like the self-destruct mechanic that she has.
Yeah, which is completely ass.
Oh, it's garbage.
Yeah.
It is so garbage, and I felt so bad when I found out. But like, she has very good buttons, but she doesn't have the best. What was it, 6XL?
Yeah. 2B doesn't have. She doesn't have 6XL. She doesn't have dash moves, pretty much. So.
Yeah, but she has like a lot of good projectiles.
Yeah. Like she can zone you. Well, she could try to zone you out, but she can definitely get in when she can. She has the reach, and I can stall in the air just to see what you're gonna do. Let me try to bait you or whatnot.
Yeah, you can bait a DP if they tried.
Yeah, literally. So as I'm having fun with her, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna stick with 2B for the time being. And when I compete at CEO later this month, I want to see how well I do. And Lightning in the chat says 2B doesn't have dash attacks. Her buttons are slow and punishable.
Oh, this is a YouTube chat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on. I have both YouTube and Twitch
Noted.
on. Yeah.
I'll see if I can put it on both my pages. But yeah, that's definitely good to know.
Yeah, but I like her because she's I can I can win more matches with her than with Narmaya because with Narmaya it takes a lot of work, and then of course
Narumaya is a difficult character to play the more you realize, because
Yeah.
the fact that she does have a nice DP, she has medium or mid-range combos.
Mm-hmm.
She has 2 stances, and sometimes you can flaw yourself if you're not conditioned remembering the stances.
right.
It's not much of a knowledge check to punish her. It's, well, the DP you can punish anybody. But yeah, I respect you for switching.
Yeah, and sometimes I may just jump back to Narmaya just for the hell of it, and I have also been slowly experimenting with Batrix and whatnot because she's very fun to use. So
That's your future, but yeah, my day 2 was kind of interesting actually when it came to TNS.
yeah,
I was supposed to fight 2 heavy-hitting people, Umisho and Crispy Cthulhu. I've lost to Crispy Cthulhu before in my past, who was one of the best Potemkin players. But I was sad that none of them showed up. So my next match was against Nitro. I got cooked by one of the best Geo players I've ever seen. So I made this crazy losers runs, lost to a guy named KGT Jesse, but I had a fun time overall. But the real match happened in Street Fighter, actually. And that was my first major in a Street Fighter, and going 1 and 2, almost getting top 96 was actually a really good feeling. Because I cooked the hell out of this player. I don't even know who it was a Jamie, but this is me learning my basics. My second match, or my first ever loss in that tournament, was a guy named NuckleDo. For those who don't know NuckleDo, NuckleDo is one of the best Guile players in Street Fighter V, and in the past, he's one of the best Capcom players in the world. I knew I was going to get cooked, but I was ready for inevitable, because this was before the buffs of Ryu. And what happened was, my first match, I got wiped, and I started processing, and I see him in... the game has mechanics. For those who don't know Street Fighter 6, you have a drive gauge. That bar is meant for neutral skipping, holding parry, and you can punish. Once you're in a burnout, you start losing health. For those who are new into fighting games or want to learn into it, I want to give that brief explanation. So I saw him in Burnout. I did 2 level 1s, and I took a round off of one of the best Capcom players in the world. There's a picture that somebody took of me, and 3 people behind me were just in shock. They're like, did this man really took out 1 round off of him? And I got washed afterwards, but that was one of the best feelings because I was just learning Street Fighter. I was a Diamond 4, so that's a rank before Masters. And getting Masters is easy for some people, but for somebody like me that played the game for 3 months, I cried after I got it, actually. Then I lost to a Ken, and that was actually a really good match. I learned how to lose properly, and I processed it. I was talking about the guy what I could have done a little bit better, and we started meeting because he's from Puerto Rico, I'm Puerto Rican, and we had this small conversation. It's for a guy who played Street Fighter 6 for 3 months, you scared a 20-year-old vet of Street Fighter. And that boosted my self-esteem, and I was playing casuals left and right, and I was doing more interviews, and the nightlife of TNS was really fun. I will say that for sure.
Oh, it definitely was.
The fact that we were able to play casuals, and then what we ended up doing was going out to dinner in the most random spots. We went to some random Italian place. We didn't even pay for much food because everyone got this big-ass pizza.
Yeah.
And people just started giving us food. I just ordered some drinks and calamari just to chill out. Free food's always the best food.
Yes.
Because I don't know how much they paid for it. I didn't question it.
But you were appreciative of it.
Yes. For those who just knew that I did not pay for shit except for my food, you are loved. I'm being real. But yeah, staying in majors late night is probably the most fun thing I've done. Because what time are we always up till?
Bro, we are literally up until 3 in the morning at
Okay.
majors.
I want the viewers to know.
Saturday nights would usually be the night that we just stay super up. We stay up super late. Fridays, of course, we try to go to bed early because if anything, our pools are literally Saturday, the day of.
I know. We have the best luck. It's either we have 10 a.m. pools so we can knock it out and enjoy our day, or they're 2 p.m. so we have enough sleep, enough breakfast.
Yeah.
Because I love how day 2 we went to a Waffle House. That's the first time we went to a Waffle House in our lifetimes. I was expecting, why do we not have conflictions? And I'm glad we don't.
We just don't.
We just sit in a Waffle House and I'm expecting the worst inhumane things to happen. complete opposite.
You just have to go at random times. If you're going in the morning, like people are, you would have to go like at nighttime because that's where you see
I'm
the
bringing a
craziness.
I'm bringing a setup if we do this again. Yeah. If it's not a Tekken stage, we're going to make it a stage, an IRL stage. But yeah, having the interactions, especially with the Island Crew, because I loved how most of our casuals were in the house instead of the venue.
Yeah.
Because we had like a flat screen TV in the Airbnb. We had like 4 different setups going on. 3 actually, because I included my laptop in there. And that shit was chaotic. Like, we watched one of our friends get red ranked in Tekken the night before. Oh shit, what's good, future sponsor and Zoe? Thank you for viewing. But then day 3, like everything came to a close. I wanted to play One Piece with somebody, but I was so sad that I couldn't get a chance. Because I did this last Otaku Fest,
Right.
where I was playing One Piece for like an hour or 2 straight with Herbs, and then introduced some people to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when Herbs started ducking Major. I'm kidding, but things happen.
Yeah.
Our day 3 was very calm.
Yeah, it was very calm, very chill. I think we were just like viewing matches, viewing the finals and whatnot. And then after that, we went back to the Airbnb. No, before we went to back to the Airbnb, y'all took me to this place that I did not like.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you can go ahead and explain this story.
So we were all debating on food. It's the last day. It's going to be the last night we see each other. So we're just like, hey, let's be creative with what we want to do. And what ended up happening is we ended up going to Korean hot pot. For those who don't know what hot pot is, it's basically where like you have like a broth and you can just bring your own meats, your vegetables and stuff, and you watch it cook. So my friend over here didn't really like had a great experience, and we were all having our thing. Like, I'm cooking all these meats, and I've never seen a man so disappointed. Like, we're talking about like a dad who's disappointed for his child not playing soccer or joining football, or like getting the right career choice disappointed. It's that same level. Am I wrong? Like, you have the highest expectation. Like, you see the look of this man defeated. Like, that's the same exact look. Like, this motherfucker is spitting facts. And we're here eating, but we just see this man like cooking shrimp, and I'm just having all these types of protein, like, because the price of it is ridiculous. I will say that you're paying for like, I mean, you're paying for the service, you're paying for the broth, you're paying for everything. Well, I'm going on a food podcast. I am so sorry, but like, I think I ate like 3 pounds of protein in one shot. But this man just cooked shrimp. Everyone else is doing their thing. Like, you just see the look of disappointment. It was still worth it though. I'd go again.
Never again. Never again. I'd rather settle for a Wawa. I'd rather settle for a burger and a quesadilla at Wawa and call it a fucking night.
Or just ramen where it's already made for you on the spot.
That too. Like,
I know you. That's why.
that too. Listen. Was the food bad? No, the food wasn't bad, but it's just the fact that, nah, I don't do Korean hot pots. I don't do Korean barbecue. No, I do not want to cook my own food at a restaurant where they serve me food. If I'm closed-minded about it, good. I will be fucking closed-minded about it. I do not want to cook food at a place where you are serving me.
Can we at least try Korean barbecue because it's already marinated meat?
Fuck no.
Damn. I got to leave you out of this one this time.
Yes, leave me out of that one.
So yeah, overall, like, it was a great experience. Yeah, cooking in your own food is silly, but when you get all you can eat protein for one shot, you just got to price the calorie to dollar. And then it's okay. But if you can't eat that much, that's just weakness, and that's okay. Also to have. But yeah, day 3 was definitely a lot of fun. Then should we talk about like what we've been doing and what we've been up to?
Yeah, I would say after TNS, there was of course some podcast episodes that had to get rescheduled or pushed back, and I was currently dealing with a moving situation because I was moving from the house where I used to live to a new place that I'm gonna live into and whatnot. So that was going to take a lot of my time and focus. So I couldn't do the podcast on Sundays, and yeah, I had some personal stuff, some personal things that I had to take care of on Sundays, which would not allow me to do the podcast on Sundays. So it was a very, very long while, to get back onto the podcast or whatnot. And, you know, with the time off, I mean, it was great because because hey, I get to sleep in a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, I know I'm feeling so well. Because we're early birds naturally.
Yeah.
I think we're both the same like type of body type or like sleep schedule where like we would stay up late as fuck and then wake up early as fuck and regret it later, but still keep going anyways because we are responsible for our own choices.
Yeah.
I have no regrets. If I stay up for somebody, I have no regrets. Maybe later on, but not now.
Yeah, so yeah, with that, like like my Sundays were completely occupied, and then of course I just took that time to like relax and reflect, and also had to finish the moving process as well to the point where it's like, all right, now we're completely settled in, we're chilling, we're good. Because on the weekdays, I'm always I'm always constantly working and whatnot. So it's like Sundays would be
Yeah.
like that one day where just like I truly have a day off where I don't have to do anything. So I definitely needed that, and
It was healthy to have. It has been a 3-month hiatus, but it's good that we have that where we can enjoy our lives, explore other stuff, and have more stories to tell.
yeah.
So at least this is like a whole heaping episode for you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. So that way you all can get caught up on what's been going on with us, what we've been up to, and so on and so forth. And I guess we can move into the month of April, where I think the only thing that happened in the month of April was we had Fighter Fest Light.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was
the
at
first
that.
Saturday was was at Guildhall for Smash, which was really good. It was fun. And then the Saturday after that, it was here at Flynn's. At that time, you also had DK having their monthly going on, and then
Oh,
of course
yeah.
you also had
The Prime
ROK
Team.
having their monthly going on. So you had 2 monthlies and Fighter Fest like all going on the same week. And interestingly enough, I would say we still ended up having a really good turnout. I would say we had like over 50 attendees for Fighter Fest Light.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
all the game
it
fun.
is a light event compared to last year.
Yeah. So it was more so just like a one-off kind of thing, because the fact that Fighter Fest Light should have been Fighter Fest 6, but we had to reschedule Fighter Fest 6 all the way to November due to the fact that we had scheduling issues with the venue that we're going to be at.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be our last year there anyway. So after that year, then who knows where we're going to move the next Fighter Fest 7 or 8 or whatnot. Who knows where, but
Stay tuned for the next season. Anyway.
yeah. But other than that, like, it was a good turnout. I was literally here the entire day. I would say I was here from 10 in the morning all the way up until 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I was working and I just went all the way straight down because this is in the process of me moving actually. Because I used to live in Wellington and then I moved down to Boca. So I'm now like 20 minutes away from here, other venues and such. And I took a hiatus. I was ready to retire Guilty Gear. I was ready to retire a lot of games for like a short term. Then I picked up One Piece TCG again. Like I actually got competitive into the scene, meet a lot of good people. Then I met Zoe, my now girlfriend, and a lot of things happened in one shot. The fact is, when I first met her, she played Guilty Gear, and I was ready, like, you know what? I should play Guilty Gear again. So I end up going all the way up to Orlando and playing this tournament. Yeah, OPTCG, that's a fun game. Play Whitebeard. Anyways, I went up to Orlando for this tournament where she saw me, like, cook this May player, and I felt so bad. I'm like, wow, I'm playing so rusty. What the hell is wrong with me? When I saw my placements, ooh, I don't mind stopping just to ask this quick question.
Go for it. I
What's
see
your
it.
opinion on Idol Showdown? So, I mean, it's a good free starting game. I don't know anything about HoloLive, VTubing, or anything else, but for people who are into the fandom and that can enjoy a game where they see, like, they're VTuber based inspired, I'd say it's a good influence. Decent mechanics similar to Marvel vs. Capcom, or at least, I'm just joking when I say this, but Mortal Kombat 1, where you have a cameo assistance. I say it's a very, like, quick game to adapt. I have played it briefly, and I do not have talent in that game whatsoever. Like, I'm unseasoned. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if you want to play it, it's free. There's quick update. There's free updates, free characters. It's like Melty Blood, except you don't have to pay for a game. You just download it and go. I say it's a good game, like, for starters. But back to what I was saying, like, I got 13th out of like 30-something people. I was like 2 matches away from top 16 out of 50 people for Street Fighter, because this is as I started picking up more Ryu. Then I got competitive into One Piece TCG. I met awesome people like this whole group called Team Ace Cards. and I ended up joining them. Pretty much like a nice organization that talks about One Piece, the passion for the game, ideas on matchups, metas, and all that stuff. And it's actually a really good change of pace. Because with fighting games, we both already know, and not many viewers may know, it's extremely fast paced. Like a reaction, frames, a lot of instances. It's just a lot to take in. I managed to I want to balance my FGC and my TCG where I can have something to wind down to, because it's mentally taxing. Even TOing itself, like finding other hobbies just to distract yourself. I say it's a healthy choice. I could be wrong. Everyone's built differently. I'm built like a nut job, and that's perfectly fine. But I've been more competitive in card games. I've been playing more Street Fighter. I got Masters in mid-April, actually, with Ryu.
Nice.
So I cooked at Zangief. I text Zoe immediately. I was crying. Like, I legit, stopped what I was doing, took off. I was tearing up because I'm like, damn. Someone that's only played Street Fighter for 3 months could get Masters this easily. That inflated my ego for a good while. And then I started losing some matches where I understood some situations, because learning how to lose is a good benefit to have. It's healthy. But I want a process to learn how to win better or more proficiently, even with TCG and such. And it's always a fun thing to have. I'm glad I have this calm, understanding mentality, or I run on logic. Because compared to where I was in our Mortal Kombat days, I think I'm a better version of myself than I already am, and that's what I want to do every day.
Right.
I try not to show any malice, any bad intentions and such, and that's what I've been going on. I feel like this is the best I've become in fighting games. I literally top 8 at Flynn still, without doing much. And the fact is, I play my own long mid-range character like Ryu, where I start doing mind games with people. I'm not saying our scene is free. I'm saying that a lot of South Florida is strong for a lot of hobbies and such. Hell yeah, Anubis, you get me. Of self-improvement. That's the Hado way.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. So yeah, that was pretty much my April, May, and now we're in June.
No, we haven't touched May yet.
Oh God, I summed up May too.
Oh, you summed up May? Okay.
I am so sorry.
No, because I thought that was April.
Oh yeah, April I was in CFL. I did a lot of competitions. In May, it's mostly One Piece in here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So month of May, I'll take the lead on this one. So the month of May, I had nothing to look forward to other than Otaku Fest. That was my big main focus for this entire month. Is Otaku Fest is coming up. I got to get 100% ready for this event. I have to make sure everything is going smoothly, working smoothly, and things like that.
Oh yeah, there was Otaku Fest.
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, 3.
3 weeks. So has time gone by that fast?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So micro existential crisis kicking in.
Well, I think it's about to be 3 weeks. But so Otaku Fest comes Thursday, day 1 or day 0 for me. I come to the arcade. I got me a U-Haul pickup truck. Come to the arcade, picked up some extra stuff, some monitors, some the other toads, some of the gaming stuff or whatnot, and I head down over there to Miami Beach to get to the venue and then start setting up. I got there, I would say at 5, and I did not leave until
5 a.m.
No, 5 in the afternoon.
Oh, thank God. I would have been more worried. I'm I could have called out of work to help you.
I got there at 5 p.m. because I left here around 3:45, and then left here at 3:45, and then drove all the way down to Miami Beach to the convention center and just started setting up. And that took me a while, and I was there from 5 all the way up until close to midnight. No, I was there not close to midnight. I would say 5 to about 11:30. I was there throughout the entire time, just getting everything setting up, meeting the staff of the people who I'm going to be staying in contact with, just in case if I need anything, if I need some help or things like that. So that happened. So I was like, all right, I got everything I need, got the chains provided by Otaku Fest, got the pop bonus money, I got everything. Everything that I needed, I got it on day 0, and I was like, cool. Day 1, I'm ready. Day 2, I'm gonna be even more ready. And day 3, That's the finale. So day one of Otaku Fest happens, and it was chill.
Oh my god, yeah, like me and Four Face Buttons were just fighting we were talking shit. Like we were doing the old fashioned way that we used to do it. Mm-hmm. So for like a lot of like my friends and such, if you've known me for a while or just like hang out with me and like we're really good friends, I will literally talk shit jokingly and just like have a good time. And I accept my losses. Like he beat the shit out of me. Like it was a good like 20, like 10, 20, 15. Like we're just at each other's necks. I'm like, he's like, I'm playing like ass. I'm like, shut up. Because he always downplays himself in the middle of doing a high damage combo. It's like, oh, I could have took out 5% more damage. I'm like, you could have took 5% out and go outside. But it's all out of love. Like, he's a great guy, and I'm glad to have some fun to kill time because I just didn't want to like lab while I'm here at a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I love how I came straight here all 3 days in a row. I was like planning on taking out Sunday.
Yeah. And
some of the tournaments were funny as hell. I will say that.
yeah, and this was the first for me. This was the first time running a Tetris Effect connected tournament, which was pretty entertaining to watch.
I wanted to play it casually so bad, but nobody wanted to smoke. Nobody wanted Tetris smoke.
Like, you would think that, oh, it's just Tetris. I mean, it can't be that competitive. Like, no, what we saw Friday,
It was so funny.
yeah, and it was competitive too. I wish more people were to get in and play it or whatnot, because once you play it and you understand how the game mode we were using for the tournament is zone attack. And it's pretty much you're stacking blocks and then clearing blocks, like huge stacks of blocks. You're clearing huge stacks of blocks and adding blocks to your opponent.
Yeah.
To the point where you completely like fill them up and then they're completely eliminated. They're out. So it was a back and forth with some of these guys, and it was very entertaining to watch.
It really was. I was like hosting a Mario Kart tournament for one day, and that shit was funny. Like we had people like all around. Mm-hmm. Then day 2, I was hosting Mortal Kombat. That shit was even funnier. Because we knew a high-level player was coming in and robbing everybody, but we wanted to see what everybody else would do.
Yeah.
Like, there was this guy, I forgot his name. I don't know if it was Mystic or something else, but he literally took a picture with Too Easy, like, selfie-wise. Like, switch the camera. Hold on. Like, I was hosting this tournament, I'm running the stream, and the funniest thing was, this guy's like, oh, yo, you're Too Easy. Before you match, can we get a picture? Like, he does a selfie like this. And I'm like, this is probably the funniest thing I've ever seen someone do. Because he was playing Ermac doing the MKX cancels and all that, and that was fun to see. And I was very impressed. Like, shouts out to Gabe for, like, keeping up with Too Easy. For being, like, at that high, like, casual level / competitive as well. Watching that was funny as hell too, because there was this one guy that was robbing him, and they were doing fatalities on each other, and it wasn't even the end of the game 3. I'm like, this is too dramatic. There's a good crowd of people. Let's make this as rowdy as possible, because that's what MK is all about. It's just being sweaty.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sad I missed a Street Fighter and Guilty Gear Strive one.
I mean, Strive. I mean, I did not get a chance to see Strive, but Street Fighter, it was very interesting because it was random elimination. I mean, it was random seeding, so you get who you get, and
You allowed dynamic controls too.
and I allowed dynamic controls into the tournament, which nobody took advantage of.
So, quick explanation what dynamic controls is. There's classic using your regular inputs, like down, diagonal, forward, or like down, forward, down for like a DP motion. But there's modern where you press a special button along with light or heavy so you can change the trajectories. But then there's dynamic. Dynamic is literally like an artificial intelligence like assisted like controls where you can just use like press one button, it turns into a 4 or 5 hit combo for you. Nobody took advantage of that. Wow. Because dynamic controls is just like you just mash some brain dead buttons and it does a combo for you or a special. You have the option of just doing drive parry, but it'll just perfect parry for you if anything. And wow, I'm actually stunned. Nobody used dynamic controls when you put a whole Twitter conversation saying, hey, should this be allowed? And like 12 people or like 20 something people, like we're cool with it.
Yeah.
Because it's just a casual tournament.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a casual tournament, and
You know people are after prize money anyways.
yeah,
That's what makes it funnier.
yeah, because it's like if you're good at the game, you're not gonna care if the person's using modern or dynamic. You're just like, I'm good at the game. I top 8 locals for a reason, so it's like I have no worries. If anything, like the reason why I allow dynamic controls is so that way people who are not familiar with Street Fighter but they're interested in playing it, hey, here's a fighting chance. At least you can put up a fight against a person
Yeah.
who's more
Literally-
experienced.
It's literally the cool AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's literally the cool AI that everyone's okay with, but
Yeah.
still not okay with. Because it's just a control in the game. It's not gonna program anything really dumb or give you some like shitty art. It's just gonna give you like just assistant button motions. And also for never playing a fighting game, like you can start at any time. Like sometimes you just gotta get washed in order to be clean, as what Herbs will say. Shouts out to my own clan leader. That's definitely worth a clip later on. But what was I gonna say?
Because I was still talking about Otaku Fest Day 2.
Oh yeah, Otaku Fest.
So
Still.
I was running Smash.
How was Tekken?
Tekken was good. I would say we had 34 people for Tekken.
What?
Yeah. Tekken 8, we had 34 people, and I would say out of crowd-wise, I would say Tekken completely beat everybody, beat all the tournaments. Like, there was more of a crowd for Tekken 8 compared to Street Fighter, compared to Mortal Kombat,
Tekken
compared to
8
Smash.
is always fun because it's a game that everybody can just hop on. Like even if you mess up inputs, you can't do proper strings. It's just hype to see.
Yeah.
It's like every culture can get around Tekken and Street Fighter for
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason.
Yeah, and shout out to Ultimate Wielder for winning
Oh, yeah,
the
that's-
Tekken 8 tournament. Like, it was hype. Like, it was a Game 5. It was like a Game 5 situation.
I like
and,
Dewey robbing.
and I think it was a Lars mirror match.
What?
Yeah.
I have to see that replay later.
Yeah, like it was so good. Like there was lots of good matches that was being had for Tekken 8, and I would say that was the best tournament that I've ran at Otaku Fest was just the Tekken 8 tournament because it was a lot of hype, a lot of people, just a lot of people just interested in the game and just wanted to play it and just check it out and whatnot because we had it on the setups and whatnot, and. Gabe says, "Thanks for telling about MK
Of
almost."
course, homie.
Yeah,
Get your bread and get your.
yo, let me tell you about this situation. So I'm on the convention floor. I'm about to close up a Mortal Kombat entry and whatnot, and then I see Gabe walk up. I was like, "You want to compete in MK?" He was like, "I'm about to close it." He's like, He's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And guess what? This motherfucker got second place
In a single Elim bracket.
Yeah.
Let's just put that into registration.
because I think Mortal Kombat had about I would say
6 or 7.
6 people signed up, and he was the 7th.
That's funny.
And I think what I would do differently next time is, I think the way how I had the tournament schedule structured for Saturday.
You did have to push it back at one point.
Yeah, I did have to push it back, but I think so that way more people were able to, come in. But I think ultimately, what I did to shoot myself in the foot.
Was
What?
extend time?
No, not extend time, but not allowing people to pre-register in advance. So,
Yeah, that's true.
So, a lot of people probably didn't know about the tournament, or
That could be.
they came way too late because that did happen. Like we had a lot of late arrivals, or people wanted to.
that people we had to cut off just so we can keep flow of tournaments.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of imbalance and a little bit of changing structure.
So I would say, just like overall for Otaku Fest, like now that the event was completely done and over with, I said one of the things I'm going to do for the next Otaku Fest tournament is, for one, I would have to get like a payment, like a POS system, a payment system for upstairs, so that way people could pay with card or tap, and allow people to pre-register online at least
Yeah, we would
30
only have-
30 days in advance.
we definitely would have to do card because cash would be no good.
No, we could still do cash. It's just that if you want to pay in cash, then you would have to pay at the Flynn's booth
Yeah,
in
that's true.
cash.
We can't do it upstairs. Upstairs and downstairs would be confusing when it comes to money. Oh shit! Speaking of devil, Herbs is here.
Hello, sir. But yeah, like I would say that's something I would definitely do for the next Otaku Fest tournament. Allow people to pre-register in advance. That's one, and pay in advance. That's one. Second thing is having a POS system upstairs. Even if I have to get like a iPad tablet with the little card thing.
Oh yeah, Square works out well.
Yeah, so that way people could just either pay with the card or they just tap and just be done with it. That way, hey, the payment's already in and they've already paid for the tournament. So that way it's a lot easier to process more people to come in, because the more I thought about it from, a person that wants to attend a tournament from their point of view, having to go downstairs.
It's just a lot of work and walking. Like,
And
I
then
can
walk-
go to a convention just to put my cardio in. I won't
Yeah.
smoke.
To go downstairs and then go downstairs to pay and then come back upstairs to register. That is a process.
Like, you know
and
how hard my calves will be like cramping up if that happens? Like, shit, I respect the people that did what we told them to go downstairs. Like,
yeah.
this is not like a quick few steps. It's at least 3 to 4 blocks of walking.
Yeah, definitely.
If you-
Especially where the game room was located, because pretty much you're walking a long distance. And now that I've thought about it, I was like, you know what? I think we did not allow for people to pay to pre-register online, because I think last year we had Eddie had to process like over 10 refunds
Yeah, that's true.
because people pre-registered. But at that time, we had like a cutoff date. Like, hey, no more refunds after this cutoff date, and it's usually the first 2 days before the event. So if the event starts on a Friday, that means you have until Wednesday to process your refunds.
Yeah, that's
but,
true.
But since people they're like, oh, I'm going to pre-register, and after that, maybe a couple of days later or a week later, oh, I want a refund.
Yeah, no refunds this time. You're either here, you're there, or you're square. Like,
Yeah. So
I think that's the lesson we've learned after.
Yeah, so I think so doing that. So last year result ended up to how we did for this year, to the point where a lot of people were not able to sign up, or the sign up process was a bit tedious, I will say. But I would say for next year, definitely payment system upstairs at the check-in, so that way you can just pay and register right then and there on the spot, and just be taken care of. But if you have cash, that's when you're gonna have to go downstairs.
That or worst case, I'll take it and I'll sell you. Cash is king, baby. That's how we do it. Anyways, so yeah, it was great to see a lot of people, even the casuals. I wish we could have just like pre-recorded some casual matches, because me and Nightbreed, we were fighting for like an hour straight.
I remember having some clips of y'all casual
Oh
matches.
yeah, I robbed my own brother.
I would have to send it to you.
Oh my god, that shit was funny. And then there was like some casual Luke player who's actually really good. Started both like contending with Nightbreed and I. For context, Nightbreed is like, what would you describe him as? Like an old school Street Fighter player, even though he's like 24 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can see our backtrack to our like one of our like many episodes with him specifically, if you want to get to know Nightbreed. But him and I, we were going neck to neck with each other. That has to be pre-recorded next time, like where we just have casual matches that if you want to be recorded, because it's good for content and it's good for people as well.
Right.
Saying like, oh yeah, that was me getting my ass kicked, or vice versa.
Yeah, definitely. So that was Otaku Fest. Overall, it was a great event. It was a good time. I
Oh,
mean,
hell yeah.
Saturday was hell. My God,
Saturday was pure hell. Like, I thank Four Face Buttons for letting us crash in his hotel, even though it was small as hell.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was like someone's room that was butchered.
And this was on Nightbreed's first time volunteering for a convention tournament, and you saw, I saw, Fourface saw, Butter saw, we all saw and of course Herbs, who's in the chat. We all know why we do convention tournaments single elimination.
They take so fucking long.
Yeah.
They take way too fucking long.
And when you have, because at a convention, it's very fast paced, and you're having people coming at you.
Going in and out.
In and out, in
oh
and out.
shit, my panel is starting.
Yeah, like you have people just, moving. So you're always, I wouldn't say 0 to 100. You're always at 100 from the time the tournament starts up until the very final tournament. Like you are at 100 just nonstop.
And like always, it's always entertaining to watch people cry when they get DQ'd, because like I've been here the whole time. Like I've called your name for like 5 minutes. What else?
And
do
the
you want?
PA system was loud as hell.
I love how we're talking about both perspectives of competitor and TO.
Yeah.
It's always a great feeling to see like the parallels of both perspectives. You don't get that much from a podcast or a spell as like competitors. Only exclusive in the South Florida Gamers podcast. Like and subscribe.
But definitely, like if you were there that Saturday,
You would see like we were exhausted. Like we prepped by going to a 7-Eleven store, not
Yeah.
a gas station, a store. They were selling dollar bananas and shit. We saw like some guy shirtless walking in, looking like a red flag. Like Like, that's how you know we're in Miami.
Like, bro, like Saturday was hell for us. Like it was stupid busy, but it's to be expected because
Yeah, I have a
Saturday
party to go
is
to.
Saturday is going to be the busiest day of the convention, and Otaku Fest Saturdays are always busy. Like if you remember last year when we were in that game room, it was hot.
Oh my god! Like I wore a long sleeve, and someone's asking me like, "How are you not hot?" I'm like, "Because I'm thinking it's not." That was a lie. I was just like not. I was tuned out of my mind.
But at least in the game room that we were in, it was very well spaced and it was very
Ventilated.
very ventilated, and it wasn't hot. Even though there was a lot of people in the game room, it was not that hot, and that was a good thing.
I was literally just the hottest person in the room. I'm kidding. I gotta let my ego flow once every while.
This guy. But yeah, definitely like it was a great event. That Saturday kicked our asses, but
Yeah.
it was worth it because once the tournament started, going, then it was really
Yeah,
easy.
once it turns to like 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. and the casuals are just running, shit just chilled out.
Yeah.
I love Friday. Like I walk by, I'm hearing loud noise, and I didn't realize a twerking contest was going on, so I walked the other way farther. I'm just like, and I saw this like roast of anime villains. That was probably the funniest, worst panel I've went to because I was heckling the whole time. I was brave enough to sit into a panel because I felt that it was short, but then I'm just like, I want to take a break from fighting games. The smoke has been going on for hours.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love both of our POVs are completely different, or point of views.
But yeah, Otaku Fest was definitely fun. I would definitely do it again. Of course, as I said before, and you've heard it here first, I am going to make sure that next year we do have a POS system upstairs with us in the game room, so that way, hey, people are able to easily register with us right then and there on the spot. Of course, we'll have like QR codes posted. And can I talk about a pet peeve that I have?
Go on.
I want to talk about a pet peeve I have. Hold on, I'm gonna go grab something real quick.
I'm scared. I don't know what that something is.
You know what it is, 'cause you know what I'm gonna grab.
I'm glad you don't see my face because I'm shocked. Ah, the magic whiteboard. The whiteboard of truth that no one reads.
Bro, I gotta say this pet peeve.
Even though there's a little glare, it says, make sure you check in with the TO before bracket verification. I'm sitting at the desk ahead.
For those that were at Otaku Fest, y'all were. Hold on, let me make sure I record this. For those that were at Otaku Fest, this is my pet peeve. I literally had this whiteboard at the front of the entrance, right? Let's just say that's the front of the entrance right here, right? The board is literally right there in the front, right? Right there. It has the who, what, when, where, how, why for the tournaments. Like, hey, tournaments, here's the tournaments we're having, the pop bonuses, the money that you'll win, where to go to sign up, how much it costs, bada bing, bada boom, right? I had that. And people are still coming up to myself, Natty, shout out to Natty for handling registration and whatnot. Appreciate you. And some of the other guys, and asking us, hey, how do I join the tournament?
Bitch. Like, because I know that's what you're thinking out loud. You'll just say the word in the back of your head, like, bitch, look, please.
Literally, the whole time, people are asking, oh, how do I sign up for the tournament?
You know what's going to be super funny?
And guess where the whiteboard was at? Right in front of the door.
And you know what they'll do? They'll ask me, they'll ask you, and I have the patience to tell people, I'm like, yeah, you just got to go downstairs, make a right, then make a left, then it's on the left-hand side. No, they just go straight to me. I mean,
Bro. And it's not just like a few people. This was a lot of people.
oh, yeah, I like turned off my brain. I went in customer service mode where I have this nice little phone over here. Like, I knew you wouldn't be able to handle it for long. I'm like, yeah, just like Waluigi, go over here. You like literally pointed me to the corner. I'm like, sad. And I'm here promoting Flint's. I'm like, here's a Discord. You can follow us. Like,
I'm trying my best not to snap on people or whatnot.
Oh my God.
I just be like, there. Right there. And after they look at the board like, oh, okay. I'm just like.
It's like, where's Flint's downstairs? I'm like, shit. The clerk vibe.
Bro, like that was my biggest pet peeve of all time for that con.
I mean, who would be Jay and Silent Bob Anubis? Be real with me. Or no, you're thinking of the animated Clerks.
Bro, like, oh my God, that was my biggest pet peeve. Like, people are just
God.
so oblivious as to.
So reading the room is not a good talent that many people have in convention scenes.
No, they just don't read signs.
That's reading
or here's my favorite one. Here's my favorite one. Oh, is this the gaming room?
No, it's a McDonald's. I'm joking, but like I
If
would
you were
not
at
love to say that.
if you were at Otaku Fest, when you were going to the gaming room, there's literally a big ass.
Dance Dance Revolution machine. There's like a bunch of
No,
consoles.
no. When you're out of the gaming room, there's that. Remember that big sign?
Oh,
The
it's just
Otaku-
gaming room with the arrow.
Exactly, just pointing right there. It says gaming and pointing right there
Oh
to the
my
front of the
God.
room.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
And I'm just like, my God, you cannot be for real. You
The
cannot be for real.
only sensible thing I can understand if people are wearing masks that can blur their vision. But if you have like 20/20 vision or like you're wearing contacts, glasses,
Or if you got glasses like
and
my
you can't
blind
see a
ass.
sign walking by that's like probably a good 5 feet long, 5 feet tall, and 3 feet wide that says gaming room with the OC of Otaku Fest pointing at the same direction. Yeah, that's a skill issue. I am so sorry.
Bro.
That's like you skipped everything. It's like mentally skipping a cutscene. That's important.
Yes.
But this is a side quest, so it's not as important for some people.
Like they literally skipped the tutorial on how to get to the game room and just like, bro,
It's like how to see for context.
there's a big ass sign right there that says gaming. Literally pointing right there.
Oh god, that was a good laugh. Like, I laughed at some parts of it, and then I got annoyed, and I understand this. But overall, shouts out to Otaku Fest for letting us like host and work with them to have a good time for the players,
Absolutely.
competitors, and seeing the cosplayers too, and the great scene. Like overall, it was a great experience I had.
Yeah.
I would definitely do it again. Like I think I've gone to every Otaku Fest.
Yeah, since 2019.
Yeah, I even took like Zoe for the One Piece tournament specifically. That went sideways with half of the meta, anyways. And then a red purple law or like a really broken deck I cooked. That was a great feeling.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like,
It's like playing bottom tier against a top tier. It's one of those feelings.
nah, Otaku Fest was fun. I would definitely do it again. If it's in the same room, I don't mind doing it in the same
Oh
room.
hell yeah! If it's in another room, I'll probably worry.
I would just the only thing I would do a little bit differently is you know where the stream setup is at,
Yes.
is that right? I would push like the main like the setups where people would play. I would just push that more back so that way we could have like at least some rows of chairs where people could sit down and just watch the tournaments that
Oh
are
yeah.
being
Plus
had.
Smash was super packed in that corner.
Yeah.
That was like a tight knit spot. So I see it as an advantage if you move stuff to the corner so people can see.
Yeah, or towards the wall, so that way I have like some setups on the wall, so that way people could just play on the wall and then just watch.
Oh, it's good
like,
theory crafting.
Yeah, so I would just do that next time, just like push things a little bit back, a little bit more, and then of course utilize the walls, like put some tables on the walls, put some chairs on the walls and whatnot, and then just put some setups there, so that way there's more space for people to game, sit down, and then of course there's also a seating area for people to watch like the games that are being had on the stream setup. And speaking of stream setup, I would also for next time get one of those portable Wi-Fi devices and just pay for a service plan, so that way we
Oh, a
can have,
hotspot?
yeah, a hotspot, a mobile hotspot, so that way we can actually stream the tournament.
Yeah, because I was using my phone briefly as a hotspot itself.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do next time is just get one of those devices to where only staff like us, we would use it, and then of course use it mainly for the stream setup and run brackets and whatnot, and to make our lives a lot easier.
Oh, 100%. It also saves our batteries as well.
Yeah.
Even though I have a new iPhone, yeah, my phone flatlined recently, so I finally upgraded too, which is funny enough.
Nice.
I had to, so help me God. But yeah, Otaku Fest overall, I wonder what else has happened. I'm like thinking about it.
Month of May, which was last month, I finally got into X Defiant. Like the final full game finally came out, and I'm still currently playing the game. And
How is that?
I would say after because it's about to be 2 weeks, I'm enjoying the game. The game is fun. It reminds me of the good old days of playing, Call of Duty 4 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's not as toxic. That's one thing I can say.
Really?
Depending on the time of day that you play or the time zone that you're playing in. But so far, I have not encountered like a lot of toxicity online, especially with the mic comms or whatnot. Being in the same lobby with some of the players that I've recently played with, so that's good. Winning some good games, losing here and there or whatnot. Just being overall being consistent, unlocking some stuff, attachments and things like that, and just having fun with the game. So I'm enjoying the game. I've liked the game ever since the alpha that I played last year, and even the beta that happened like a couple of months ago. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm having fun with it.
Good.
So I'm having fun with that. But before that, I was also playing what game? Rise of the Ronin.
I've been seeing your gameplay. It does look cool.
It is a long game. Story's good. The gameplay is with a game. If you're familiar with Neo 1 or 2, it's literally it's literally made by the same people that made Neo 1 and 2, Wulong, Fallen Dynasty. It's made by the same people.
That's sick.
But it's more of a big open world game, and you have lots of weapon varieties you can choose from. And for me, I go with single katana, double katana, because I think I'm Zoro from One Piece or whatnot, and just
No, you love that samurai aesthetic. I know you.
Yeah. So of course, like most samurai games I play except Dynasty Warriors, because I'm sorry, like no.
Yeah, that's like, it doesn't feel as authentic for some people.
I mean, it does, but it's just like it just doesn't do justice for me.
Well.
Yeah, it doesn't do justice for me. But other than that, like I just playing Rise of the Ronin, I was having so much fun with the game, to the point where I would do all the side missions and then do the main mission, and then I would completely overpower the boss.
Yeah, you guys gotta do the side quests. Like, everyone does not like doing side quests and focus on objective, and then they struggle. Like, oh, why did I struggle? You could have got some bonus items.
And granted, even though you do have some challenging bosses, and you can summon people to come into your game, like other players to come into your game to
like
help.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, to help you with some of the missions. Like most of the missions, like most, if not all of them, are pretty easy, because there is a difficulty selection. That's one, and the second thing is you also have AI allies that you can swap, with. So pretty much, let's just say there's me, I have my 2 other allies, right? I can swap to another of one of my allies and play as them, and then my main character becomes an AI character.
That's actually pretty neat.
So let's just say if my main character is about to be low on health, I'm going to switch to another character, plays that other person.
So it's not like an instant game over.
Yeah.
Smart.
To the point where I pretty much don't die unless I do something completely stupid.
Have you done something stupid?
No.
That always, you always got to ask yourself if you have done something stupid, and they're like, no. I'm like,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay, all right. I have died because sometimes I may have I would overcompensate way too much, and then I end up getting killed or whatnot. Fine, whatever. But for the main bosses, I would say I probably died maybe once or twice. To them.
Oh, okay.
Once or twice, and then I figure them out, or I just spam the same moves that does a lot of. It's quick, but it does a lot of damage.
Hey, as long as it works.
Yeah, if it works, it works. And Pico, you are right. The same people that made Neo and Rise of the Ronin are the same people that made Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, same people.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Man, I need to start getting a backlog out of my backlog, because I got talked into Baldur's Gate 3. I have not purchased it yet. I'm waiting for my next payday or after CEO to play it.
yeah, it's speaking of CEO, because I gotta prep for that. You also have the Elden Ring DLC dropping before CEO, so I'm just like, fuck. So I'm gonna say this: do not be surprised if you see me at CEO. I'm in a corner or I'm somewhere in the venue and I'm playing Elden Ring.
Just don't die in front of a lot of people. It doesn't look cool.
I don't give a shit.
I know it. I know you don't. I know you.
Listen, once I'm knocked out of pools, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go play Elden Ring. Fuck
I'm gonna
y'all.
find people to play One Piece, but I understand that.
Nah, man, because it's like I've been enjoying more single player games and, of course, some, multiplayer games as well, like Helldivers 2. I was playing that heavily.
I haven't played it in a hot minute. I'm still level 25.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get a crew again.
Yeah.
Xifine, I might give it a shot later today.
And I was also playing the new additions and updates for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. So,
Ooh. Look at you.
yeah, I've been gaming.
I know. I gotta start gaming again. I've been focused on fighting games for a while.
That's why I've been shitting fighting games, because I've been gaming in other games and I've been having a good time. That's why I'm just like, after CEO, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna be competing in FGC games for a while. So
I know. I'm thinking the same. Like, not as a respectful retirement, but more like a hiatus. Like, hey, I need a break. I need to rest my mind. I need to rest everything. But I'm still gonna practice.
yeah,
It's like I'm not gonna quit a game just because of a bunch of other games. I'm just gonna at least resource my time correctly.
yeah, like for like the tournaments or whatnot. Like I'll still compete in Grand Blue or whatnot.
I'll still pull up to locals. I'm
Yeah, I'll still do that. But if you say like, man, you're starting to become asses, because I've been playing other games.
Yes.
And I've been
I'm
having a good-
developing personality. It's the best way you can say it. Or I'm developing seasoning in my gaming.
Exactly, because right now there's some pretty solid. Like this year has been dropping some pretty solid titles.
Yeah, there's a lot of bangers going on.
Yeah. You have the Persona 3 Reload. That I want to play that. You also have
There's like 3 people that want to kill me for not touching Persona. You're the 4th, probably.
I mean, I'm not gonna kill you over it, but Persona is one of those games where you're just like, yeah, you're gonna have to sit and experience. And yeah, FGC game. We also have Space Marines.
Space Marines.
Space Marines 2 coming out in September. So I have until after CEO to finish this backlog of games, and there's also Dragon's Dogma 2. There's also Stellar Blade I also want to play.
Yeah, Butters has played it. I mean, we're not surprised he plays it, but still.
Yeah, there's like this year is cooking with some really good games.
I know. I'm so focused on Daytona that I actually want to plan and organize my backlog. Because I have games I bought but I haven't touched yet.
Yeah, I'm in the same
I'm
boat.
like, I don't want shit to grow. Like, Baldur's Gate is like a heavily demanded one for me. Like, there's 3 people in my clan. There's Zoe. There's like more people that want me to play. And I'm like, fuck, I can't say no now. I don't even know how to play D&D, but it looks fun.
Yeah.
I had like the whole explanation on a specific alien creature called the Mind Flayer. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It basically eats people's minds and shit. I'm like, okay, that's cool as fuck. And I'm like, they have us in this game. I'm like, okay, I can give it a shot. But the one thing I love, I'm afraid to admit it, character customization. Like, I watch some people stay hyper focused on specific colors and niches. I'm like, does this make my character look cool, or does it make it look super fucking lame?
Yeah, like I like games like that has like very in-depth character customizations, because you'll see a lot of people just spend hours and hours trying to create the character
see
that
it
they
with my
want.
own 2 eyes.
Or you have some people that are just like crazy enough to where they have like multiple created characters.
Yeah, we're calling out some of you, respectfully. I'm not one of those. Like, I love the Tekken character customization because, like, you see people making cosplays of certain characters, taking a lot of time out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, CEO Daytona is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to creating a backlog, and I will put it on Twitter, so at least I won't be called out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Pico in the chat says, I feel you guys, I'm currently been studying for a certification. I'm mainly playing Tekken as my main fighting game and playing
Ooh.
Armored Core 6 and Street Fighter 6 World Tour, mainly for my single player fix.
Is that a world tour or your girls tour? I'm sorry. I love when people say that because it just brings me back to the inner Drake I never had. I don't want to.
This guy.
Hey, I gotta be more exciting once every while. I'll be
Wait.
bored if I'm not.
But yeah, man, there's like a lot of, as I said, this year has been cooking with games. Fighting games have been really good.
How do you feel about the Homelander trailer for Mortal Kombat? It just looks lame. I'm not gonna lie. The voice acting is decent. It's not from the real voice actor, which sucks.
Yeah.
But it just looks like a carbon copy of Superman, but more diet.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't feeling it because of the fact that you have someone like, what's his name?
Omni-Man.
Yeah, you have Omni-Man, and now you have Homelander.
The difference is it's like 2 types of projectiles and 2 styles of flight.
Yeah.
It's very weird. But then they have Ferrator, which is an interesting, oh no, I'm sorry, they have Farah.
As the cameo.
which is very interesting
Yeah, I want to see how that.
because she controls you briefly, gives you a buff, and then she goes for a low or an overhead. That's what I just spotted.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of which, The Boys season 4 is coming out June 13th.
Yes.
That's a show I have not watched many new animes, new movies and such. Like I've been on a blank slate, so I can find a day.
Yeah, I'm all caught up on The Boys.
I'm
so-
caught up on season 3 already. I've been just waiting for season 4 because they always post everything a year, like once a year they have a season, which is well deserved.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Homelander. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, okay,
Now let's see how they do with
Takeda. Yeah,
With Takeda, I don't know what's going to go on. I don't even know who's the next cameo.
I think that's it because after Farrah, because that's it for cameos.
Okay.
Yeah, so after Farrah, I believe that'll be it for cameos. And now it's just okay. Is Mortal Kombat gonna what they're gonna do for the next season or the next combat pack?
Which is also laying on to like what we're talking about the future gaming, because didn't Warner Brothers say that they're going to be focusing on live stream gaming?
I heard somewhere around that.
Like, let me look this up just to make sure I'm not crazy.
Yeah, Pico. Like I think Homelander is gonna be more of a zoning type. Like he's still gonna be like very powerful as like Omni Man, but I feel like he's gonna be more of a zoner, if anything.
Oh yeah, okay. So Warner Brothers discusses volatile AAA console games will lean into free-to-play and mobile. That's just going to be a stab in the chest. So I don't think they're going to focus on Mortal Kombat at all. Maybe the mobile game, but I don't know about the real game. And then they're focusing on multiverses. So can we talk about that for a second?
I mean, I'll let you take the lead on that because I can care very little about
I-
multiverses.
It's very fucking dumb. It's another platformer, like a carbon copy of Smash, where you have like Warner Brother copyrighted characters and such, including LeBron James, who's technically a copyrighted character from the Looney Tunes movie, Toon Force or whatever the fuck it is. But then you have Jason Voorhees, who's in 3 different games already, which is really good because Mortal Kombat's another one. But it's all free to play, free characters, but it's just a freemium where you can buy skins and such. But a lot of people do enjoy the game nowadays, but I've been hearing that it's still slow, clunky, it feels incompleted. But you're seeing like Touch of Deaths, or TODs for short, with LeBron James and such.
I think they got him patched.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the game still looks sluggish enough. I don't see the potential in the longevity, but if it's a fighting game people want, it's a fighting game that people will try to like play, and or accept the consequences.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't see much potential in the game. Still to this day, I'll probably eat my words later if they somehow speed it up by like a couple seconds. Because it just looks slow
Yeah.
as hell.
Like I see the Twitter clips and it's just like, this game looks ew. Like I don't want to touch it. Like ew.
I was hyped too when I saw Jason. Because Jason's one of my favorite slashers in a horror movie. But just seeing him, like, it does look cool, but I would not get motivated to play. I'd rather watch people play for me, or just do like a let's watch or something.
I'm sorry. Like if you were telling me which game tournament I would rather watch between Multiverses and Smash Ultimate, I'd rather watch Smash Ultimate. to
I'd
be
rather
honest.
watch footsies. See, it's a one-button game. For those who don't know footsies, it's just 2 stick figures fighting each other, and I love how I'm lecturing about this right now. I'd rather watch people just have real solid neutral than Smash or Multiverses. It's a little controversial, don't get me wrong, because 8-way octagonal movement kills my brain, and watching someone play Sonic will make me just want to walk out the venue. But 2 stick people that have to go close to each other, it's on site. I want to make a tournament of that one of these days, or like a free tournament to jump into. Just so people understand that you can practice your spacing, your frame traps. I know, for one game that's one button, you can do so much. From
Right.
DP, Donkey Kick, even a Raging Demon. But you can only do it once every set. Yeah, it's a lot to process. Play footsies if you want to learn actual footsies. Best $1 game I spent on. And also you can support High Fight. The people who made those like clips of Street Fighter that consistently post news of certain stuff, they made this game.
Oh, nice.
And it has rollback too.
Nice.
A stick game with better rollback than Guilty Gear is insane. Oh yeah, can we talk about all these characters popping up too?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have Slayer, Guilty Gear. Shouts out to Marvello for getting fourth with the character from a day 2 release. And the fact we have Akuma now, who is like the best like Shoto, but also a glass cannon as well for those who don't know how to fight Akuma, or that are aware. Then we have Beatrix from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, who's basically like Soul Bad Guy but feminine, because of Volcanic Viper, DP, and then like some of the motions.
Yeah.
Like this is a great era for fighting games.
Oh, you also had the recent release of Eddie Gordo from Tekken.
I loved it, but I hated it at the same time. The haircut killed me.
Yes.
They went generic.
Yes.
I'm like, why would you do this to
the Killmonger cut. I hate it.
the Killmonger cut? I know, like, it's not bad on some characters, but if you put it on all characters, because you have it on DJ Skin for Street Fighter 6 as well.
I'm gonna make sure that when we do Tekken 8 this Friday, that if you're gonna pick Eddie, you have to pick some of his other costumes with his original hair.
God, that's funny. Please do.
I gotta find a way to make sure that no one's not gonna ever play this abomination haircut style ever again.
And then we also have more like, or at least a lot of people being playing a 2 XKO in tournaments like Combo Breaker and such. Mostly hearing good things.
Yeah.
I want to do the 2v2 specifically. Like if we do that like doubles, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There might not be many people for it, but it's good to have an entertaining scene or a good competition.
I mean, we'll have singles and doubles.
Yeah. It'd be like one day where we cut out Strive and just add that in, and I'm joking. Don't kill me, Strive players.
Hey, you never know because we have season 4 of Strive, and that's gonna be the last part of it, and after that, Strive is done.
Yeah, Strive ended its cycle after the 4th one. Is it really like going to be the last one? They confirmed it?
Yeah, season 4 will be the last one.
Oh God. I have one more shot of Ram being broken before I can downplay.
So that means more new characters, more new
Neutral skip, dumb mechanics in this game.
more new mechanics, and then of course the 2v2.
Yeah, I love and hate Strive at the same time, but I accept myself as a good player now. Sometimes I downplay like Four Face just to see reaction, and it's mostly positive reaction. It gives me like a great sense of self-esteem actually,
Yeah.
because sometimes I do give myself the impression I'm a bad player, but I forget we're in these psychotic circumstances of really strong players in the scene.
Right.
So I get stronger with other players. That's just my ongoing developing psychology as a better person. Anyways, not important.
And I also, not to cut you off, I also feel like when it comes to fighting games, I think the new big 3 but it's Street Fighter, Tekken, and Strive. I think that's the
I
new.
agree.
I think that is the new big 3. Mortal Kombat is not a part of the big 3 because
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
11 had its life cycle
Yeah.
for like a short time. Mm-hmm. X had it for a while. I don't know about 9. I don't think 9 had much of a strong life cycle.
Oh, 9 had a very strong life.
Okay. That's where I was a little outdated.
Yeah. So because back then you had, I think it was
Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Ultra Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 4, however you want to call it. Then you had Tekken, I think 6 at the time. Tekken 6, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Tekken 6, or if not Tekken 6, Tekken Tag, either one of those two. And then you also had Mortal Kombat 9. This was back in the PS3, Xbox 360
Okay.
era. Then when you moved to the PS4, Xbox One era, then of course it was Street Fighter 5,
Tekken 7.
Tekken 7,
And then,
and then it was either Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11.
yeah, because Exert Rev 2 wasn't really as popular.
Yeah, it wasn't from what I remember.
It wasn't as popular. Same thing with Uni. Uni's never really been more popular until recently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have Uni too. I keep forgetting every time. I feel terrible to say this
Nah.
because we do have a strong scene down. Like, what scene isn't strong in South Florida? Is a real question.
Mortal Kombat, not strong.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Besides Mortal Kombat, what other game that's upcoming, recent? Because we have people that are just like ready for smoke at all times. Oh yeah, DNF. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, DNF is
There was
dead.
a new character named Monk.
No, now it's Nen Master.
Nen Master. I'm sorry. Thank you. Wow, I'm that outdated. Where Nen Master looks like Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Dear God. I feel bad for that game. Arxis literally just like threw it in the trash.
Yeah, like it sucks what happened with DNF Duel because the fact that we went what 1 year with no DLC, no,
No
updates,
updates.
nothing.
It's like, oh yeah, season map, and then a year later, it's like, oh yeah, we're back with Milk Kids,
yeah,
and then they forgot the milk, and they like had to return it back for all these characters suddenly introducing. The game
Yeah.
was free to play, and then it went back up to $15.
yeah, like
I felt like I got swindled.
I would say the people who are behind DNF, even though it's an Arxis game, as the publisher, but the people behind it was just not very active with the community, not very promoting it. And hell, you don't even see DNF in the Arc World Tour no more.
No, you didn't. You saw it briefly, and that was it.
Yeah, at a time it used to be a part of World Tour, but not anymore because they have not been supporting it.
I'm glad they added Grand Blue now more actively.
Yeah, because Grand Blue has more people, is more popular. Because when we had Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, not before Rising Versus or whatnot, the only thing that sucked was there was no
netcode.
rollback.
There was no netcode. Everything was just delayed as hell. And then they waited, they listened because they forgot Grand Blue was a gotcha game. Mm-hmm. And we all got gotcha pretty good.
And then we finally got Rising. Rising has rollback netcode. The netcode's actually really good. More characters, more new features for each of the characters, like 6XL, and people, bitching and complaining about that. But you know what? Some people say, you know what? I think we were too harsh on Grand Blue Fantasy Versus because they missed some of the mechanics that they used to have back in that one.
A lot of people say they liked Vanilla more than
Yeah.
Rising. And that's funny. That's really, really
Yeah.
funny.
For me, I like both, but at least
I was new to Versus, but Rising is something I think I want to pick up later. Mm-hmm. Down the long line of like games I should be getting into my backlog, because Strive and Street Fighter are the most of my time.
Pico in the chat asked thoughts on the Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact.
Ooh, what do you think personally? Before I start my tangent,
It needs more time in the pot. It needs more time to cook. I like what I see. I see the attempt, but it needs more time to cook. And I think it's made by the same people that has made like arena fighting games. So I think this is their first. I don't know if this is their first time making a 2D fighter, but I would say give it some more time to cook, and eventually we'll see like a more polished product. So I like what's there, but it just needs more time to cook.
yeah, because what it looks like, Bushigards, the people who made the company, made a video game called Card Fight Vanguard, which is a popular TCG back then. Then Card Capture Sakura. They've made like They made a Prince of Tennis video game. Holy smokes! Anyways, not important. So yeah, this is a great like way to introduce yourselves. Like, hey, we're a company making an anime game based off of something that hasn't been continued yet. I do like how it gives a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 feel, and then some people are noticing like what they call like the jank setups, as in like you do something like that looks like an overhead facing you, but it's on the other side. You have long distance roads. You have broken neutral. Then you have like an X factor. But I do love how they're bringing characters from the games like the Phantom Troop arc. Then they have what was that last arc? Greed Island. They're introducing a lot of good characters, and it brings a lot of good potential. So you can see what kind of team, what kind of player you are. I wonder who's going to be the grappler of like Nen Impact. That's the one question I have that's very stupid, but not important. Well, it's not important, it's pretty stupid, but it's just like, out of curiosity, who's going to be a grappler in Hunter x Hunter? Because not many people can maintain that status of all this broken neutral going on. And then you have Netero. You have a lot of mechanics, like you have up to, I think, a level 5. Like, I loved how they were showing it in Evo Japan. It was super freaking cool that, like, people got a chance to play it and have their own experience in the alpha. There's no beta yet. So it has some potential. It just needs to cook a little longer in the album. Like, this is a pre-alpha game that was introduced, and a lot of people were disliking it already on the bat. Because, people get skeptical immediately. Because they see new video game based off an anime. What can go wrong?
Yeah.
Because they treat it like Curse Clash from Jujutsu Kaisen. And most people will try to over-glorify like Demon Slayer, which is just like another arena fighter. But this is 2D platform, well, not a platform at all, but it's a 2D fighting game. So this is what shocks a lot of people. Because there's not been many anime fighting games that are like 2D platform. the closest one we got was like Naruto, Super Naruto Ninja Clash 4, which was shown at TNS because it was Naruto themed. I like how I'm looking sideways like I'm a dramatic teacher, anyways, but that's not important. It's just like a lot of good potential in anime fighting games, but it's 40 FGC. It's tough
Yeah.
because Arena is already broken enough. But it just takes time. Like we just got to see it cook, see it process, and have the proper introduction of each character and such, or at least a breakdown. Sort of like how Guilty Gear Strive's like introducing Slayer. There's Mappa Punch, then there's Dandy Step, then there's all this. Like if they break it down to what they have, or at least the like capabilities before people do exploration, I personally think it would be a great game to see in action. Nen Impact is something I would personally play if it actually looks like a potential like candidate in my roster.
Yeah. That's why I said it just needs more time to be cooked, so that way we have a more polished product.
Yeah. I jokingly say like Island has some hunters that are ready for smoke. I like how we are a One Piece team, but I just put other animes in there just to manipulate it. Gotta market us somehow.
FGC Gabe says KOF is kind of dead online. I don't know about locals. It's dead
Oh,
locally.
it's dead locally. Only time you see it is in majors or when SNK is having a world tour.
Yeah. I mean, I do have plans to maybe try to bring that back, but it's just more so of wait and see.
Personally, I'd rather you just wait for City of Wolves, the new
Yeah.
new Fatal Fury style. Is
Yeah.
it Fatal Fury?
Mm-hmm.
I can find out.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
And Pico says this is definitely not their first time. Aiding has made Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Bloody Roar, Tatsunoko vs.
Oh,
Capcom,
okay.
and Naruto Clash of Ninja. Okay, so
Yeah, I was looking at Bushi Road earlier. That's my apologies. Thank you for telling me that.
yeah, so that's what I said. Like with Hunter x Hunter, it just needs a little bit more time to cook, and eventually we'll have a more polished product. Hopefully they put out like a demo or a beta for people to try and play it out, and we'll just see where it goes from there.
I give it another year or two. Personally, 2 years should be like a good range for people to make fighting games or develop it.
Mm-hmm.
MKX was MK1 was a little bit too rushed.
Yeah,
I still blame Warner Brothers shareholders for rushing it,
yeah,
and that's like a headcanon. That's like my hot take. Don't blame the people that loved the game and wanted a quick one. Blame the shareholders that forced it to boom.
yeah. And last question, because we got to start wrapping up.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Time went fast.
What do we think? Gabe asked a question for you guys. Who do you think is coming for Strive Season 4?
So there's a short list. I don't have an idea though. That's the weird part because they knocked out all the popular characters in one shot.
Yeah,
Because they introduced Ava, they've re-brought back Elfelt, then they
Johnny.
have Slayer and Johnny.
yeah,
But then you have the newer characters except for Bridget. That's a really tough one because a lot of people like contemplate over very few characters. Dizzy, I think, is most likely going to be next one, aka Kai's wife, who has 2 different types of projectiles or like familiars. I'm terrible at Guilty Gear lore. You can shoot me later on this one. But some people want like Gabriel, who's like, I think one of the presidents or Potemkin's leader. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Lore will kill me first before knowing the characters. I mean, Johnny was out. Judgment would be a personal choice, but that's basically what Jacko became or ended up turning out from. So it's tough because the Guilty Gear lore, there's a lot to explain and break down. Gabriel and Strive, I'll come back. I personally think Gabriel might be a good choice, or I'm just going to type it out to make sure I can say it probably. It's like the name is Kum Hai Hyun. Is another choice some people were talking about. It's like Zappa, Kum Kair. Jam would be a really good choice, but there's 2 different kung fu types. Jam is more of like a martial artist style, similar to Giovanna, except there's no like familiar. She's just single and will say it out loud in her chest out. I saw the outro and I was dying of laughter because she's like, "I am alone, the honored one." I'm like, is that where Gojo got it from Jujutsu Kaisen? That's not fucking important now. But so, out of 4 people or 2, I'd say Kum Hai Hyun would be one. I would say Dizzy. I'll include Jam. I would say Jam would be a good choice. And if I'm right, please clip this later and just mention me. And also, like and subscribe.
Well, for me, I don't know exactly what to expect for Season 4 Strive. I just know that, hey, more features will be added to the game. something to keep the game life cycle going on for for the entirety of the time. More new characters, and I'm interested in seeing the 2v2 mode. So that's a.
Oh, the 3v3 mode. I forgot about that.
Is it 3v3 or is it 2v2?
3v3.
Oh, okay, 3v3.
So
mode.
it's like, is it one person with 3 characters or 3 people with like one character? That's the real question I want to know, and they haven't. Nobody's giving me a solid answer. That's the one thing I want to know. If it's 3 people versus 3 people, you know how easy that would be for crew battles?
Yeah.
That'd be the easiest, dumbest thing. Mainly because, one, you can always blame it on the other player's internet instead of your own.
Yeah.
As toxic as that sounds. But yeah, for online tournaments, I know that's going to be a major headache. But for offlines, that would make things so much easier. Hey, you got an order, just plug in your controller and you're good to go.
All right.
I see a good future. I see a good future.
Okay. Well, I would say overall, before we wrap up, I would just like to let everybody know, hey, we are back. Thank you all for watching and tuning in and hanging out with us this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go game, play some games,
Get some fresh air, go outside,
touch
some
grass.
You know we're friends, and we were thinking the same thing.
Absolutely.
Make sure you have a good time with what you do and what you want to learn and the hobbies you are. Wow, there's a whole lot of things I could say positively.
Absolutely. And as far as interviews, we will get back into interviews. I'll put out a post on Instagram today letting people know that, hey, if you have never been on the podcast and you would like to be on the podcast, we are going to open up interview applications later today.
Yeah, we
and
still
of
want your
course, reschedules, like the people we have rescheduled, we're gonna get to you. We're gonna find a date to where we're gonna organize a session to where, hey, you come in and you get to hang out and talk with us. This month we do have CEO, so we may not have a Sunday episode. So I think next week we could try to get one guest on, maybe
next week or 2 weeks or so. We can at least do 2 out of 3 or 4 weeks so far.
Yeah, we're just gonna see what we got planned or whatnot, and then just keep you guys up to date and abreast on what's coming up next. So just by all means, follow us on the socials, stay up to date with what we got cooking and whatnot, and then of course, hey, if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, go ahead and subscribe. Definitely appreciate the support. And with that being said, Waluigi, you have anything?
Damn, you got most of what I was planning on saying. Whether you're FGC, TCG, or into mobile gaming and such, please, you're more than welcome to join us for an interview. Thank you guys for watching us and still continue on. Wow, having over 9 viewers, that means a lot to us. There's a lot of beautiful things with the FGC and TCG and any kind of gaming going on, and we want to hear your story.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was the fastest I've talked in a while. Anyways, have a wonderful Sunday. We'll see you guys soon. Just make sure you follow one of us, both of us, any of us, and we'll keep you updated.
Yep. This has been episode 96 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast, and we're signing off.
Peace.